Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special Christmas edition, holiday edition of the Keith Andrew Network. This is episode 302. I'm your host, Keith Andrew, along here with Tina Jetter, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, for people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities that you should never give up, and you should prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. And you can just show them that, hey, you labeled me as this and that, but that's not going to dictate who I am and who I'm going to be. So overall, labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. And with that being said, half hour of your time, we'll do a special short interview. Starting off, what can you tell us about yourself?
Okay, so I'm Tina Jetter. I'm recently a 21-year-old. That's earlier this month. I've lived in Connecticut all my life, and I've been acting since the age of 4, so it's kind of come naturally to me all my life. My mom got me into it, and she's been my momager, so it's been cool having her support, and also the rest of my family too. So I've done anything from like commercials to TV shows to short films to feature films. Like, I've done a lot of stuff. So yeah, I've definitely have a lot of experience in the acting world. Yeah.
Alright. Now the next question is, when you were growing up, what were some of your favorite activities? And were you a study nerd in college or a party animal, or did you not go to college?
Sorry, I forgot the first question. I'm sorry. It just blanked my mind. Can you ask me again?
Oh, I asked you if you went to college, were you a study nerd or party animal? And
okay.
Also, did you do any sports growing up?
Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know sports because I'm not a sports person. I'm not athletic, so I stay away from sports. But I actually did go to college for a semester, but I didn't like the experience at all, so I just stopped going. So I wasn't really a party animal. For the most part, I really just stayed in my room because there was so much I had to study for, like tests and presentations, all that stuff. So I didn't really have time to really go out, except occasionally. So, yeah.
I hear you. Now, the next question I'm going to ask you is a hard-hitting one, for the most part. Who influenced you to become an actress, number one? And when did you make the decision of saying, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
I would say my mom was a big influence, and it's because, she's a single mom. She raised me and my other sister, and, she's a very strong woman, and she definitely influenced me, and I definitely look up to her, too. Also because she's been there for me from the start. A lot of parents are not there for their children when it comes to acting because they think, oh, it's a hobby, it can be a career, but it can be a career.
Yeah.
I would say I made the decision when I was in college because while I was studying and going to school, I had a chance to go to an audition. I'm like, yeah, okay, might as well. So when I was there, like, you could see, like, from a mile away, like, my personality changed in a good way. In a classroom, I just felt so reserved. I didn't really feel like myself. But when I went to the audition, you saw my personality shine from, like, a mile away. And it just hit me, like, okay, I think this is what I should do. So, yeah, ever since then, like, 18. I believe I was 18 at the time. So, I guess that's when I really, really made the decision. And I love that I not only do acting now, like, I've grown from it. Like, I also do, since about, 2 years ago, I do writing, which is awesome. I love writing scripts. I also write TV shows, I love writing all that stuff. And on top of that, I also love now to do a lot of, like, behind the scene. So I like to do, like, like directing, editing, producing, even doing camera work. So I like to do everything. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I'm like the same way. You can't compare me now to about 10 years ago because I'm not like the same person.
Yeah.
And for a perfect example, I was the type of person who would sit against the wall and be a loner because I have poor people skills. And doing the talk show, it's basically therapy for myself because I suffer from depression. I have poor people skills. And it just basically gives me an excuse to give me like self-confidence.
That's good. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying that's good. Yeah.
So like you can't compare me to Ben because it's like comparing an apple to an orange, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But I talked about myself a lot in the past interviews, but I give you the highlights. Suffer from depression, social anxiety, have panic attacks, poor people skills, and I was pretty much labeled saying I'm never going to amount to anything because I have a learning disability. Pardon my disability. I hesitate. I was labeled as mentally challenged, handicapped, and retarded. So that was my label. So I'm proving to them, the people, I can still amount to something.
Right. Good for you. That's very good. I'm very happy to hear that.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you, you mentioned when you were 18, this is when you wanted to do for the rest of your life, but what sparked an interest? What said, maybe your mom would tell you, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, but what makes you dead certain? I'll give you a perfect example of what I mean like that. For me, let's see, I'm 28, so this is going back a while. 2004, I wanted to become a personal assistant. I was in sophomore in high school. And one movie that influenced me was Almost Famous. And since I saw Almost Famous, I wanted to go on tour with a band. I wanted to be a roadie. I wanted to be, a personal assistant just to have the opportunity. And, over the years that fell to the side. I gave up on it. 2010, I think, 2009, 2010, I came across the TV show USA Sue. Sorry, my mind just distracted. I came across the USA show Suits, and I was like, I want to be like Mike Ross. I want to be like Harvey Specter. I wanted to, be an actor, and I tried taking some acting classes, and that's like $600 for a semester with this guy in Middletown. Like, $600 for semester one, and after semester one, you get a little certificate saying you completed a course. Then, if you want to continue, then it's going to be $2,400. And then it's like, just a lot of money, and I don't have ATM stamp across my forehead. And so basically, I gave up on it after Hurricane Sandy. I was like, you know what? I was tired of hearing the conversation. Everyone should talk to this person, talk to that person, and I was always left out of the conversation. So I said, to my parents, what about me? And they're like, what about you? You're not educated, you don't have any degrees, we have poor people skills. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to show you that with all these labels, I can still amount to something. And make a long story short, from 2013 until now, this is what my passion is. Passing it back over to you, is this the type of passion you're talking about? Just you gotta go on through it, doesn't matter what people label you or throw at you. This is your mind's made up. No other excuses can come up. This is what you want to do until you die.
Yeah, basically. Acting, I would say, as long as I'm doing anything that has to do with the entertainment industry, then I'm good. That's what I like to say now, because I I not only like to act now, but I also like to do stuff behind the camera, and I love it pretty equally. So I would say as long as I'm doing something that's part of the entertainment industry, I'm happy.
No, absolutely. Now we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm gonna pass the show over to you, and I'm gonna ask some more hard-hitting questions.
Okay.
Personal video message for yourself or as a gift for someone else. For personal connections, shoutouts, birthdays, proposals, weddings, and much more. Enter your details about yourself so the celebrity can record a personal video message especially for you, including details such as your name, age, birthday, hobbies, or whatever else you include. As soon as the video has been recorded, you'll get an email with your link so you can share it on social media or download and keep it. Celebrities record videos as and when they can, usually within 2 weeks. But if you want a video for a specific date and it does not look like it will arrive in time, you can cancel it and get an instant refund at the click of a button. There are hundreds of celebrities to choose from and many more joining every day. Search by category or genre. Buy a gift voucher, get updates and offers, and encourage your favorite celebrities to join so they can connect with fans in a fun and unique way. Raise money for their charities and much more. So order your video now for yourself or for someone else.
I'm so bored.
Want to see something really cool?
Yeah!
Now you'll never be bored again with Loot Crate, a totally bodacious mystery box packed with awesome toys, radical games, and other surprises. And the best part is, you can get Loot Crate delivered right to your door. So don't delay. Ask your parents and order today.
Everything okay in there? Yeah, everything great. I love Loot Crate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 302. I am here with Keith Andrew, with Ms. Tina. And I just want to say, before I pass the show back over to you, I'm going to ask you some more hard-hitting questions about your career. And then I promise I will shut up and I will pass it over to you, because it's your time after all. But the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. That you should never give up, and you should prove to them you can still mount to something. With that being said, with the last 17 minutes left of the show, I'm going to pass it over to you. But the first thing I do want to ask you is, what were some of your favorite films you had the chance to be a part of, and what is next for you?
So films that I've been a part of, I would say one would have to be called A Sub in the Brick City. It was directed by Shahid and written by Shawnee Stevens, and I loved it because I played a character that's basically kind of the opposite of what I am, because she grew up and she lives in Newark, New Jersey. And I'm trying to remember the storyline because it was like 2 years ago. So she basically ended up getting kicked out not only from school, but also from her house. But at the same time, she's still trying to survive. So what she has to do to survive, to get food every day, she has to go on the street and basically sell drugs. So it was definitely a crazy story. And I also got to act with Terrell Hicks. Do you know Terrell Hicks? She was in A Bronx Tale. Have you ever seen that one? Or no?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You should definitely watch it. It's a good film. But I got to act with her. A lot of people know her. And it was a good experience. And another film that I've done, and I'm always going to remember this because this is like the first film that I've done. It was called A Taste of June. It's a silent short film. It's very short. Everyone can look it up on YouTube, and it was cute. I played the lead, June, and basically it was about her leading up to get her first kiss. So it was very cute and innocent. I loved it. I'll say one more thing. I would honestly say one thing that I'm always going to remember that I did is also something that I started. Not only started, but I also directed and I filmed myself. So it was a very cool experience because that was my first thing ever I did. And I also wrote it and everything. It's called Am I Crazy? Everyone can look up the trailer on YouTube. And it was just, it was an amazing experience because I got to act in it, I got to direct, I got to film it, and I got to edit. So I felt so proud of myself after doing all of that. So those are about 3 films I've done that I will always cherish. And then I do have a lot of projects, so get ready for a list. So the first one that people can definitely look out to see, I would say next year for North, it's called North Housing Authority, and I do play the lead in that one. And she does also, she moves into Newark, New Jersey, but she wasn't a ghetto type of person. She was kind of like my personality. She very well put together, very good upbringing, and even though she's in this very ghetto neighborhood and environment, didn't stop her. Like, her dream was to be a fashion designer. So the story, yes, there is little stuff that happens here and there, but when it comes to my part, you do see the journey of me hopefully becoming a successful fashion designer. So you have that one coming out, I believe, next year. Another one, it did come out, but they do have the film coming out soon called Supposition by Tony James. It's a very good story. That one is actually about police brutality and also about racial profiling. So it's such a good storyline. So definitely look out for that. What else? Oh yeah, Lost Souls, directed by Melissa Grant, and that will be coming out next month. Very exciting. And it was I had a very small role, but it's still significant. I was like the dream sequence to something that could happen. It was about like my brother. Something happened to like my brother of mine in a dream sequence, but it's still a very good film, so people can look out for that. Should I see? I think that. Oh yeah, one more thing. It's actually mine. I wanted to leave that for last. It's called Star Love. Actually, another web series. And I believe it's a dramatic web series, and it's entitled Plan B. So everyone can look out for that. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Now, before we go, I wanted to say, do you have any? My family makes fun of me for this, but I do want to show you. I purposely waited till I got up to 300 to show it. Now, if anyone who goes to my fan page who see me hold in my trophy, and the joke is that there should be a book called A Trophy for Me. Now, before I show you, the first thing I asked you was there any trophies that you got for yourself that stand out the most, that means a lot to you, that for your acting career, that says, this is my way of rewarding myself?
I did get a couple of stuff, actually, for everyone. Before I say this, everyone can go on my YouTube page, look up my name, Tina Jetter, and you'll see my YouTube page pop up, and you can see basically all the films that I've either starred in or also starred in and directed and wrote, and you'll see all of them. So basically, for like something I did called Bad Judgments, I won Best Actress. That was awesome. And for a lot of other things, Bad Judgments, Am I Crazy? Other stuff, I've also won like good director, good filming. Like I've definitely won a lot of awards, and I think my most proudest one would be for a feature film that I have yet to do. So everyone can look out for that. Saving You, Saving Me. It's a vampire film, so I definitely will be doing that soon. So that one, I won 3rd place for like the best fantasy script. So that's my best accomplishment. I love.
A lot of people make fun of me for this, but when I got up, to make a long story short, I got up to 300 in Illinois, and a lot of people were backing out of it, and they were making up excuses, it wasn't good, blah, 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 blah. You hear it in my past interviews. So when I finally got up to 300 again, I was like, I can actually create myself a couple of little rewards, because I'm proud of myself. I'll pat yourself on the back. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of the fact that, you're basically half my age. But look at all you have accomplished. You are an inspiration. And at the same time, I wanted to reward myself, saying, I gave up 4 years for this. I really worked hard. So basically, the joke is I should write a book called A Trophy for Me. So for season 1, season 2, I could have came up with, like here's my phone would be trophy 1, the mouse would be like season 2. And so why not get small little trophies when I can get something better? Even though I did bang the shit out of this one and it's falling apart, I can't get it fixed. But I created my own championship belt.
That's good. Good for you.
You see, I had to glue the centerpiece because it was kept coming off. So
yeah,
my mistake was that when I glued it, I got a paper towel and I wiped it. So there's a little scuff mark. It's not perfect, but I'm not perfect.
Yes.
I like to say it's a reflection of me because we're all imperfect, especially me. I do stupid things on a daily basis. But this belt isn't just for me. It's for every single person out there that has a disability, saying it doesn't matter if you're deaf, blind, or in a wheelchair. If you're very passionate about your goals in life, doesn't matter if white, black, Asian, handicapped, not handicapped. If you're very passionate about your goals, you should go and prove to people you can still amount to something. And you're the second person that I showed this to, but you're actually the first one to officially hear why I have this. So this is kind of like my own thing. I know it's ridiculous, but basically at the time there was this company called Crowns, and a lot of people that's where you get custom trophies and everything. And they were offering a special deal on a custom belt. And I was like, well, I do like wrestling. Instead of getting something that I'm going to put in the closet and never look at again, why not have something I can walk around and display? So I basically custom the whole thing. This is my logo. If you go to my fan page, KeithAndrewNetWork.com. This is my logo. I made my own star on it. Here, just doing a little close-up.
Yeah,
and you can see how badly it's scratched up, but hey, I'm imperfect, Well, with that being said, wrapping up, I'm going to ask you one more hard-hitting question, if you don't mind. Actually, 2 more, if you don't mind. First one is, how can people follow you on social media? Are you on LinkedIn, Twitter, Stage 32? And when I first approached you, and I'm a big fan of Bill O'Reilly, so going on the record, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your honest opinion? And after doing the interview, how do you feel now? You can say whatever you want. I'm a good person. I'm an asshole. I come off a little stiff, but you get the idea.
All right. So you can follow me on all social media. Basically, you can look at my name on Instagram. You can look at my name on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Just look at my name and you'll find me. And then when you basically first messaged me on Facebook, I was interested, and it was just like, I guess it was really busy because I'm just like, I feel like I'm constantly doing stuff. So it was a little busy at first. That's why I didn't really, we couldn't really connect at first. But
Right.
after the interview, you're a very cool person, very nice, and I had fun.
No, I appreciate it. I do hesitate. That's part of my poor people skills and part of my learning disability. But all my interviews are different. It's not always going in my categories. And it's basically, you're not going, I'm not like A-Rod. I'm not like Derek Jeter, where you're constantly going to hit 100 after another. You are going to see the different variations of, the talk show, the quality. And it's basically everything's different. Make a long story short. But with that being said, I know you only had a half hour. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes extra because, Skype did crash. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I am looking forward to having you as a guest once again on my talk show down the road. and I am extending my hand to you in friendship. You
Thank
are
you.
doing this to make a new friend, support a good cause, share the message, and anyone out there who wants to be a guest on my talk show, email me at KeithAndrewNetWork.com. Always looking for people, always looking for very interesting stories, inspirational people. Hit me up. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show. It's a real honor and privilege.
Thank you.